The fact that his name is Chad2Dad says everything that I need to know.
We are the weirdos, mister.
Hello, welcome back. It is me, I, the Messiah of Nonsense. Happy New Year, or as happy as it can be considering the circumstances. I almost forgot how to put on my lashes, and some of you would say that I did. And if you are thinking that my makeup is 2016 derogatory, this may not be the place for you, because baby, I'm gonna do a wing all day and there's nothing you can say or do to make me stop it. All right, so how's your 2025 going? I mean, mine's been interesting, and I have quite a bit to talk to you about. Here is the Messiah of Nonsense. As I said earlier, I'm Audra. There's a lot, okay? If you like what I do here, please subscribe, even though subscribing makes me anxious and nervous, and I disappear for a little while every time my subscriber count goes up more than I'm comfortable with. I put up videos once a week by once a... I have a job. I have a job outside of this. I put up videos when I can, and you will like it.
I think you like to be told what to do.
So what have I got for you today? Well, there I was, minding my black business, which isn't true because I very rarely mind my black business. But I was on the TikToks, and you'll never guess what I found. I found this really weird post with somebody replying to a man named Chad2Dad, which already I was like, I don't think I like that. But this has the makings of a lot. Now, when I say I'm the Messiah of nonsense, what I mean is that sometimes the people are nonsense, not necessarily the situation. The world is terrible enough, but I try not to be like in the world, but we have to be. So Chad2Dad had a TikTok, well, has a TikTok account. I'm gonna say had past tense considering what's going on, with his, as he states, Filipina wife. He said it, very specifically said, my Filipina wife. He has an account with his Filipina wife, and apparently things are not going according to plan.
Well, it didn't take long. It only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized, hate everything about me and what I provide, and decide to leave. Yeah, welcome to the shittiest post that I'm ever gonna make.
I would just like to just start this. He is very red-skinned. And as soon as I came across this post, my first thought was like, I know she's too young for you. That was literally it. I just know she's too young for you. And he referred to her as his Filipino wife. Please throw me in the garbage. Thank you.
There's a lot to it, and I'm not gonna go into it, okay?
He's not gonna go into it.
Say, after providing and going on the Disney World trip, which included the funeral for my mom, I got up to day 6, I think, on that, because it all broke down at Magic Kingdom. Fucking ironic. And I didn't post anything after that, because when we got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia, I was greeted with the announcement from Janne that she wanted a separation. And then I discovered through...
Why is he breathing so hard? He's like... And I discovered that... I'm like, sir, none of us want this. But here we are. Here we are. Keep watching. It doesn't get better. I'm just going to say that. It literally doesn't get better.
That she had been discussing this with her family and making plans to also take the children. So, that's heavy, right? That's a nuke. And I'm gonna go into my bunker. So I came downstairs in my nice 4-story mansion and just stayed by myself.
Did he say 4-story mansion? Not to be a hater or anything. I don't think that that is a mansion, because just looking at the door to the room is telling me all I need to know about this house. I'm not saying he doesn't have a nice house. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, realistically speaking, I wouldn't call this a mansion. Just look at the door and the doorknobs.
Oh my God, what is that?
That's enough.
Through Christmas Eve and through Christmas Day. And I missed Christmas with my children. My in-laws, my mother and my father-in-law, and Janne. They proceeded to open the presents without me. Presents of which, all of which I bought.
Okay.
Yeah. The separation is a separation. I'm lucky enough to have a big house, and the logistics of it.
That's
can be
twice.
met right away. But I spent Christmas utterly by myself, and it's coming up on New Year's Eve.
That's twice he mentioned his big house. I'm never going to get tired of saying this. And it's really important that I bring this up. And it's not just to make fun of passport bros, although this is delicious. But because that makes me an asshole. Like, I mean, it is delicious. But I also think that people just really don't understand. And I'm going to get into that some more about like why it works for some and not for others. And I can tell you immediately why it doesn't work for him. And we'll get there. We'll get there.
Because there's no communication from her. Why? Because she's communicating with her parents. She has the total backing and validation of her parents.
Of course she does.
Plus TikTok. All external sources of validation.
External sources.
My position, my feelings are not relevant. She's got it figured out.
I'm just going to say it like, sir, you bought a wife. You didn't buy love. That's the problem. I'm sorry. I look like the cat who ate the canary. I can't help it. You bought a wife. You didn't buy love. The reason that wealthy men, and I mean like wealthy men who engage in this kind of relationship, the reason it works for them is because they understand that they're not buying the love, that you can't buy that. And they know that. They go into this arrangement together willingly. And they're like, hey, I have money. You're young and hot. I want to have you on my arm and have a good time. And she's like, cool, I don't want to work. And I would love to live in your big ass house and be chill. He's like, also, I want to have some children. She's like, that's fine by me as long as I can do like X, Y, Z so that I can, look good after the kids. He's like, cool. It's a business arrangement. The problem with a lot of these other, like the new school passport bros, is they're not understanding that it is a business arrangement and that she doesn't love you. I'm not sure why you didn't understand that, but when you're buying another human being, when you're buying companionship, you are not going to get the love. The love might come for some, but you bought the wife part. You did not buy the love. You bought the wife, you bought the cleaning, you bought the sex, you bought the having of the children. You didn't buy the love. And you can't be a complete jackass because then she's gonna leave. Also, y'all passport bros, not y'all watching, very consistently keep going to these countries where the women come from very strong family ties, like exceedingly strong family ties. You keep trying to isolate them. It's not gonna work. Their families would never allow them to disappear with you.
Got a plan. I'm waiting to hear what the plan is. And we'll see what happens from that point. But I'm pretty, I'm at peace with what has occurred. Mm-hmm. What could occur. I am done being Mr. Fix-It. Fix-It Felix. I'm not going to be the simp, nice guy, Fix-It Felix anymore.
Sir.
A relationship takes two people.
You were never Fix-It Felix. And we're going to get to her side in a minute, but I'm just like, sir, you were never Fix-It Felix. I don't know why these people will say this shit. Like, oh, I'm not going to be a simp nice guy. You were never a nice guy. You were never a simp. If you were, you would have been able to, one, find a woman closer to your age in your own country that you could actually have a meaningful relationship with in which you weren't exercising a power imbalance over her. That's how that would work. And simps that's a stupid word. I'm sorry. I don't get it. And I just want someone to make it make sense in my head. How is you being a cishet male being kind to women, just regularly kind, understanding, empathetic? Do y'all not like women? You know what? I just answered my own question. I'm sorry. I just answered my own question. A relationship does take two, but you don't want it to take two. You wanted it to take one, and the one was you. And then she was like, bye. And now you're like, oop.
And she made the decision for the separation. She's made the announcement and made plans with family to take our children back to the Philippines. And she's an adult. She has accountability. It's on her to come to me and explain to me what her plan is, such that it is and what can be done about it. So, surprise, no more countdown with the great fun in Disney World. It was a fucking disaster. And, that's the truth. Social media is not about the truth, but I'm about the truth, so...
No, you're not.
That's what I give you. Thanks.
I also just want to say, whenever someone straight up looks at you, I'm about the truth. Babes, but you're not. Like, I hate to be the one to say this, but if you're about the truth, like, social media is never going to be the truth. I'm a person who does social media. I'm going to say that. It's never, ever going to be the truth. The reason it's not going to be the truth is because nobody's going to share, very few people are going to share the absolute abject horror and awfulness of their lives. Most of us aren't going to do that. That's why we make jokes about the Facebook couple whenever they're celebrating their anniversary. And they're like, we've had our ups and downs, but I wouldn't want to go through it with anyone else but you. Through bad times and the good times, you have been my rock. Even when it seemed like we wouldn't make it another year. And you're just like looking at these people like, could y'all just get divorced? This is exceedingly upsetting. Like, y'all obviously hate each other, and that's fine. You can hate each other, but like, leave us out of it. Let us be free from this. Now, I showed you his first because what I actually came across first was hers. And I was like, what is going on? And listen, y'all know I'm just a nosy bitch. I can't help but be nosy. I can't help but be in everybody's business. It's who I am as a person. I would like for it to not be like that. That's also not true. I'm so sorry. Maybe my only resolution this year should be to stop saying sorry, because clearly I am almost never sorry. Hashtag Taurus.
If you have beef with a Taurus or having problems with a Taurus, you're the problem. I promise. They are like the most unproblematic people I have met. They really just be in their own space, chilling, trying to mind their business.
Because listen, the man is first of all, I just want to say he's crashing out right now on TikTok. He's been crashing out for the past 2 days, especially because once she told her side of the story, baby, it went rough really fast. And when I say really fast, I mean it has 2.5 million views. Before I even get into her response, this is what I'm going to say. Passport bros, live your life. Who am I to tell you what to do? Who's anyone to tell you what to do? But the thing that you have to recognize is that if you are doing this because your goal is really to abuse another woman, like therapy, please? And loads of it. Loads and loads of therapy. You have to start asking yourself why you want to go to a country that you feel is impoverished. It doesn't mean that it is. It's just that people feel that way. People feel that way about a lot of countries outside of America. And they go there and they think these women are gonna be just falling over backwards to be my wife. They're submissive. And then they also do think that bringing them to America is what Americanizes them. Even Chad said that bullshit. I don't think y'all understand. You are failing in the arrangement. You are failing in the arrangement. Your job is to pay for things so that she lives a happy life. She's gonna do the things she said she's gonna do. She's gonna have your freaking kid. She's gonna clean up your house, etc., etc. But if you take shit too far, she's not going to stay with you. You are all trying really, really hard to get a woman who can't leave you. And that's a problem. Because at some point it's like, babes, work on yourself. And allegedly he passport broed before. She also left. And this is all alleged. I don't know if it's true, but she was Vietnamese and she had enough from his stupid ass. And she took the children and went back to Vietnam. So the question is, if this is indeed true, where are those kids? I know they're in Vietnam, but like, why doesn't he care about them? Okay, I'm done being weird. Weirder than I normally am.
A few inches later.
Bitch. I just leveled up. Do you see this? I'm gonna miss this app when it becomes American. Anyways.
Well, it didn't take long. It only took 2 years, literally to the day, December 27th, for my Filipino wife to become fully Americanized.
I think the word Americanized has nothing to do with someone who is disrespectful, especially to your people. Let's say that your closest people. It's because he disrespected my parents, screaming, snatching some things, verbally and physically. What I am thinking that time, you are freely disrespecting me and abusing me. I think that's enough. You can do it. You can do it 24/7 to me. You can do it anytime. And
I hope you heard that. She said you can do it 24/7 to me, which no, he can't, boo. No, you don't deserve it either. But she was like, don't do it to my parents, all right? If you want to find love, however you want to find love, do it. As long as it's safe, it's consensual, nobody's getting hurt.
12 seconds later.
We're gonna play Outlast together, Heather. Oh, I rhymed. I'm not a mime. Ooh, I'm running out of time. Ooh, look, I'm Ice Spice. Ice Spice, I'm coming for your... I mean, you don't have a crown. Moving on.
To the point that you're gonna be disrespecting my people, especially my parents. I think that's what, draw the line. I think that's when the time that I said I want to separate. It's not because I wanted to separate, just because I wanted it. I've dealt a lot with him for the last 2 years that I am here.
We got back from Orlando to St. Simons, Georgia. I was greeted with the announcement from Janne that she wanted a separation.
For the last 2 years, I am standing up for myself. I know it's really difficult because I have children, and I honestly doesn't want to separate with him. It's just came out to my mouth that I'm so fed up. I'm so done. It's because I'm so hurt.
Again, please keep in mind that she's been putting up with his punk ass for 2 years. And I know it's very easy, again, it's very easy for the passport bros to jump into their bullshit of like, she got what she wanted, she was just using him. Babes, what do you think you're doing? I promise you didn't marry a woman overseas without really even getting to know her because she has a sparkling personality. Please don't play like that. Don't pretend. This is a mutually beneficial relationship. The problem is a lot of y'all brokies don't understand how it actually works, okay? Sorry I called you brokies, but it's true. A lot of y'all brokies don't understand how they work. Like a sugar baby, sugar daddy relationship works very specifically, and a lot of them have very specific rules involved in them. Most involve the sugar, although a rare percentage don't, but there are very specific rules involved in them. And that is why the majority of babies don't try to overstep. They don't try to go further because they don't want the gravy train to end. They're going to do their part of the thing. And I know a lot of y'all watching this are like, oh, listen, that is sex work. Stop glamorizing it. There's nothing wrong with sex work. But I need y'all to stop glamorizing it because you do have to give it up to that old man. You do have to bust it loose. All right? You're going to have to give him the cookie. You might have to give him some back bum, front bum, and bum bum. There's no escape, okay? You need to have conversations with people before you engage in this shit. No hate. But an old man with money is not just gonna part with that money because you're pretty. He's not gonna just give it to you because you're pretty. If you want that $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, some of y'all be getting $5,000 allowances. You have to play by the rules. So it's very important that before you engage in such a thing, you have conversations with people who do the thing and stop watching TikTok and thinking it's magical glamour. Because baby, you do have to give up the cookie, okay? You do have to give up the cookie. That's part of the arrangement. They're not walking around being like, oh, you pretty. That's how it's working. Anyways, I'm just saying that's how it works. There is an arrangement. I'm sure that the arrangement in this was he would take care of her and her family and she would marry him and have kids and do all that BS. So she did her part.
There's no way that he will change. All I know is if I didn't stop or I didn't make a move, it's gonna be a normal. He's gonna disrespect me. He's gonna disrespect my people. He's gonna disrespect anyone. So this is just me that, putting some boundaries.
Hate everything about me and what I provide and decide to leave.
He claims.
I love that he did that, like, hate everything about me and what I provide. She didn't like you in the first place. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. She didn't even like you. She was just doing the arrangement. Like, she didn't like you. You bought a wife. You did not buy someone who actually likes you. Here's a lesson for a lot of you passport bros, like find some form of mutual, actual affection. Like if you will just do a little work on yourself, like a little bit of work, find somebody who actually wants to give a fuck about you. Because another little known fact about a lot of sugar daddies in these relationships, a lot of these dudes are lonely as fuck. They spent their time doing their get money, get that bag days, and they alienated every person that they really ever loved in their lives. Okay, every relationship that they had, every wife that they previously had, they've alienated them to the point where they don't like them. They're now at a point where they're seeking companionship using money. And it's not all, don't lose your shit. but they have to seek companionship utilizing money. You shouldn't aspire to that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't marry for money because, baby, do what you got to do. This economy is a little rough. And as Undateable Black Girl said, in this economy, I am, in fact, willing to be bought. But try to find some mutual affection. Please stop spending your money going overseas, thinking that you're going to take advantage of this woman who's not going to be able to escape you. She can and she will. And the fun fact is, it's not like they're going to lose their minds to go back home. They'll be with their family, especially in America. I know y'all don't get it because, like, in America, we just don't be doing our families like that. We just don't. A lot of us escape from our families as quickly as possible. There's a lot of generational trauma, but it's not really like that. Not that there's not generational trauma, but families are much closer in a lot, especially Asian countries, and a lot of other places. Okay?
I hated what he provides. As far as I remember, I'm always grateful for him. I'm always vocal, thanking him for my life right now. You can see my social media. I never criticizes him. It's always praising, even though there's something going on inside our house. I will never speak or talk about our fights on my social media. It's because I am protecting him and I'm protecting my children. We have kids, you know. The next 10, 20 years, there's gonna be social media and they might see this.
Finally, someone with a brain. She's like, I don't put all that nasty shit. She brought up, like, our kids might see this shit. And I'm like, yes, girl, they might. And that brings me into the family vlogging shit. And I'm not going to get into that because it actually makes me very angry.
We have found out that you could just, buy psychological validation.
To post for views, for attention, for sympathy. If you can go up here and talk to me and you will say to people that out of transparency, I will talk about it, but you're transparent to the public, but you are not transparent to me. Just for clarification too, half of the trip paid by his ex-wife.
Half of the trip was paid by his ex-wife. So I just wanted to throw that up. Half of that trip that they went on, it was paid by his ex-wife. I also would like to throw in, I know that's a bomb to drop, but she's very much bringing up like the dangers of social media and the fact that he immediately ran to TikTok to be like, oh, my Filipino wife has left me. Like, bro, you're downstairs or upstairs, you're in some room in your 4-story mansion complaining about her instead of trying to fix your relationship. Okay, bro. Like, that's why nobody fucking believes you. Like, that's wild.
All of the park tickets, Universal and also Disney World, it was paid by his ex, and also the Airbnb and the grocery. I just wanted to let you know too that we have a really good relationship with the ex-wife, and to be honest with you, she's really nice to my kids and she's really nice to me. She's like my closest mother here in Hawaii. I can talk to her anytime, and she's really a good person.
Please note that his ex-wife is the closest mother here to her. Now, I know at this point, somebody's like, Audra, you have not said their ages. And that is because I don't remember. And that is why my fabulous and fantastic editor is going to let you know that Chad2Dad is
58
years old and Janne is
28
years old.
allegedly.
And that's what we're gonna live off of. Were there AI voices?
Oh, hell no.
I won't know until this goes up. Oh my God, I'm disgusted. Not him being 58 and she's 28.
Editor's note. I do not watch ahead before I do edits, so you're getting the previous edit, even though the age was revealed in chat. You're welcome.
I want to throw up. Consenting adults, but like, he's getting perilously close to a dust load in the face. Listen, pretend I didn't say that. Moving forward.
And I remember when we were in the mainland, she told us, my parents and me, and she said that this is my gift to you. You are wondering why my parents came over, because we supposedly go back to the Philippines for 3 months, just me and the kids. It's because I am really homesick. I've been here for 2 years. He promised me that we're gonna go back to the Philippines at least once or twice a year. but that never happened.
Of course it didn't happen, because a man like that thinks the Philippines is a dirt country. He thinks it's trash. He does not want to go there. He went there to snatch you up and bring you back. He thought that you would just forget about it, not realizing and understanding that like you come from a strong familial background. And the fact that he is older than both of her parents is disgusting. We know what's happening here, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's the same way that I feel about 90 Day Fiance. I think it's really weird when people bring people over with the expectation of trapping them here. They're using citizenship. Every time somebody tries to blame foreign citizens for this shit, they try to be like, oh, they're using them for a green card. Babes, what do you think that this other person is doing? Because I'm telling you right now, if I'm talking to some like random Scotsman who is wealthy with a red beard, red hair. Anyways, if I'm talking to him and he is like, I'm gonna go to Texas one time, and then right after that he's like, let's get married, move to Scotland. Babes, I'm going. We know what I went. Listen, we know. If I'm suddenly like, welcome back to my channel, you know, like you know what's happened, okay? Listen, we know why you've done this. And I don't blame anybody for trying to better their circumstances, 100%. Everybody on the planet that can is going to try to better their circumstances in any way, shape, or form that they can. Capitalism has done that. Like, scams are because of capitalism. Don't get mad at me, it's true. People are trying any and everything to get as far ahead as they possibly can because it's nightmarish hellscape. It sucks if you get sucked up in one of them scams, but they're gonna do it. I'm not gonna get mad at people for trying to live, because you have to fucking pay to live, and that's unfortunate.
And so I kept on telling him that I need to go back. It's because we have activities, like my ate is gonna get married, my big sister, and I am the maid of honor. And also I wanted to do some christening for the kids, and also I wanted to spend Christmas with my whole family. It's been 2 years since they haven't seen Race, and they haven't met Rocky, because I gave birth to Rocky here in Hawaii. And you know, it's just really a family thing. You need to go back, and it's just sad. It's because fast forward to the booking day, he already booked going back to the Philippines, and then that same day he canceled it too. It's because he said that I'm ungrateful.
Do you see that? He's like booking things and then taking it away from her, like, oh, well, you're ungrateful. So he wanted control over her to the extent that he had all the financial control in this relationship. And if you understand how a lot of these types of relationships work, as I said previously, more often than not, they're taking care of the family and their wife. So it's just like, I should have married for money too. Because babes, if I had married for money, my channel right now would be so big because I'd have so much money and like I could just do whatever I want. I'd have like the best equipment, editors everywhere. People would film for me. I would always be in frame.
Because I didn't say thank you right away. It's because at that time I got excited. It's because the ex-wife said that she's gonna come. Same day, the same exact day when he booked it, he canceled it right away. And you know, I don't have any choice. It's because I don't have money. I don't have any control about
And I discovered through text that she had been discussing this with her family and making plans to also take the children.
Look. I'm going to pause it because Girly Pop shows receipts. Now, I don't know what this says because this isn't Tagalog. Is that how you say it? Because listen, I took phonics and until somebody actually said it, I kept saying Tagalog, and it's Tagalog. Leave me alone. Let me live my life. Dead Mal 5. If you know, you know. Somebody's going to have to decrypt that. It's not going to be me, but she does provide proof. She does bring receipts, okay? Receipts.
My ate, my big sister, is back in the Philippines. I contacted her about what's going on here. And then I told her that my mom is gonna go back same date with my papa. And she needs to book for my ate. But that didn't happen. It's because they have to rebook the ticket for them to go back to the Philippines. It's earlier because my papa supposedly go back to the Philippines on January 5th, but that didn't happen. They went back home yesterday.
Again, these people are very tight knit with their families, and their families are just letting their daughters just go. They like meet this man, and I promise you, her family has probably been like, "Girl, we don't need the money that big. Come back. We don't like this white man. These white men are dangerous."
Molly, you in danger, girl.
By the time all this finally blew up, like her family has more than likely been telling her for a while, like, we don't need the money that bad. We can make do. We were doing okay before he showed up. We'll be all right. And or we can find you another man who isn't him, who's going to treat you better.
December 30 and they arrive at December 31. You know what's really sad is that my parents are very excited, especially my papa. He thought that it's gonna be a great trip, but it's disaster. They came here just to be disrespected. They stress na sobrang stress na mga mukha nila, alam mo yun.
Okay. I don't know what she's saying here.
Pero yung nakuha nila yung pambabastos. Sobrang sakit ng ulo ko kasi nakita ko yung mga mukha nila. Nakita ko yung sakit. Nakita ko yung...
But a really weird side note, I really find it interesting the way that other people speak their language from wherever and like their mouth makeup is actually quite fascinating. It's one of the reasons that I can always tell that somebody is an American, like a white man or like a white lady. It's their mouth makeup and how your teeth set. And that's like how I know what language that you potentially speak because like of how your mouth is set up. Anyways, so she ends up crying a lot and I can't watch it because like watching someone cry hurts my feelings and I don't like it and it makes me feel super uncomfortable. I'm like, girlie, I'm so sorry. So she's like mad upset and we're all like, girl, what the fuck? And nobody disbelieves her. This is the thing to keep in mind because when I bring you back to this big one, we're gonna go into the comments, which by the way, Julia Fox decided to show up and she said, God bless you, Angel. I hope you get as far away from that wretched man as humanly possible. You don't deserve that at all. I hope that you and your children will be safe in the upcoming days. And people were like, not him acting like the victim, 100%. Somebody even said he calls himself Chad2Dad. That's all I need to know. Like, thank you. Thank you. And I think we need to be careful about throwing around the term narcissist, but not exactly wrong, but we do have to be careful about throwing it around. I'm just saying, Julia Fox does hate men. I love that for her. And I love the amount of people that were like, no one believes him. Nobody believes him. Because again, we know what he tried to do. And this is one of my favorite comments. Somebody said, J-Ann, I've saved all his recent videos for you in case you cannot. Please save them. Get them to your lawyer and it will help a lot. Praying for you. Ooh, child, listen. There's never a time that I love when women more than I'm loving when women right now. Because the way that women will protect each other and save one another and help each other in like ways that you just didn't think that you should do. Like the shotgun incident in my house, I'm not gonna go into it any deeper, but another woman was like, you need to take a picture of that just in case. And I did. It's very obvious that he could not be a controlling piece of shit in this arrangement. He couldn't figure out how to just like be a decent human being. And this is why like the quote unquote passport bros get the rep that they get. This is some whack ass shit. There is a difference in between like maybe wanting to marry someone culturally different for whatever reasons that you have and hoping that you will both come to a happy relationship where you will both somewhat like each other, hopefully, and have the same goals. I.e. me, I'm trying to get out of this country. I am black and I know that it's not good to be black anywhere, but it's especially bad to be black here. Anyways, so yes, would I? Obviously. As long as they take my dog. If they don't take my dog, like, I can't. I'm sorry. That's my son.
My Americanized Filipino.
So this is a viral video since last night, and I'm triggered because a lot of women who are non-Filipinos stitched this video and said, what do you expect? You got a young woman from the Philippines, uneducated, have no money, and then you treat her like she's a property here when she's already here in the States. Actually, I noticed she speaks so well.
Yeah.
So being judgmental, saying like, oh, she's uneducated.
And the what do you expect towards him? Like, I feel like people don't understand that is also derogatory towards her because again, this is a mutual agreement, right? There's still a power dynamic because he has the money in the relationship. He has the access to citizenship, but she at any point in time, which it appears she's choosing to leave, whether or not that affects her citizenship. I'm trying to find the lady who's like going to go into it, but that comment of like, oh, well, she's uneducated. We need to be a lot more careful listen, women, I know that you're trying to be feminist and you're trying to be on her side, but we truly need to be a lot more careful about saying the things the way that we say them. Because by implying that like these women come from these countries where they don't have opportunities and like da 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 da, and constantly downplaying their situation and making it seem like they've come from a horrible situation and that's why they're here and like that's why they're doing it and that they have no sense and all of these things, you're putting them down, whether you mean to or not. This was a mutual agreement that they came to, and she was like, okay, it's no different than when it's done in America. The biggest difference here is that when women enter into it in America, we know what we're getting into. And also, again, wealthy and or rich men know that they're not buying the love. And the passport bros don't. They don't get it. Because I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. If they understood that, then they would have zero problems with paying for sex. But those same men have a problem with paying for sex. They think that they are buying a wife and love. They are only buying the wife, and they refuse to get that through their thick skulls. They think, I have money, I have American citizenship, that's what's gonna happen. They don't get it. Wealthy and rich men do. They understand that when they're 58, getting a 28-year-old woman in America, that there is an exchange and that they're not buying their love. If they happen to like find love along the way, great. But they know that that is not what they are purchasing. They are purchasing the companionship. They're purchasing having a beautiful woman on their arm at every event, having everyone be jealous because they've got a young, beautiful wife. They know that that's what they're getting. They don't have any intentions of feeling like it's supposed to be love. A lot of these passport bros think that not only are they going to get this submissive, wonderful wife who's going to do all the things that all of the red pill people tell them that they're going to get, but they also think that they're buying love. Because if he didn't think that, he wouldn't be out here crashing out.
Educated, you don't know that. You don't know. Actually, this is not just happening between passport bros and Filipinos or Thais. It's also happening here in the States.
I've never seen this TikTok before. I just want to say that. So the fact that she hit the same point I hit.
I don't know if you noticed, there are a lot of stay-at-home mom in a one-income household. Mm-hmm. And they don't have the freedom to, or they don't have access to the finances.
Preach.
And that's like very similar as well, you know?
And that is why I very, very regularly say, like, don't be a stay-at-home mom like this because you are vulnerable. It is the same thing. They're doing the same things. When you have the actual mutual agreement and and again, it's not all, but wealthy and or rich men understand that they are having an agreement. She has access to money. She has access to be able to do the things that she wants. It's the end goal. It's the appearance. That's what matters. Don't make a fool of me. We're fine. And then if there is a fool made, then that's when we end up seeing it on true crime.
This is happening. Okay? But the bottom line here, as girls, is invest in yourself, regardless 100%. If you are in the Philippines or here in the US as a Filipino. Invest in yourself because no one can control you if you are financially independent and you have skills. I understand not everyone has the privilege to have, degrees and all that. I get that. But, read, do everything to learn some skills. Everything now is on YouTube. You can't be dependent on someone because you don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow. Unfortunately, even if you have kids.
Correct.
I've seen a lot of posts, even with American women here in New York, every single day. Oh, I have no money. I want to get a divorce. I have no money. What am I supposed to do? So, again, invest in yourself.
100%. And I love that. They're getting a trophy. It's called trophy wife for a reason. Rich dudes get it. These guys don't. And that's the thing. I fear correctly that most of these passport bros truly think that they are going to be able to get this young wife and have everybody be jealous and do all these things, but they're not really upholding the end of the bargain. You still have to like be kind, be nice to her family. You have to provide properly, but you can't be an asshole. Like that's just not going to work. She's not going to stay. And when you're taking all of her opportunities, again, when you're looking at like the male loneliness epidemic, which it's not really that, it's just like many of you refuse to go to therapy, like go to therapy, get some help, and don't use it in a negative way. Don't use it to manipulate people. Get help, find friends, strengthen your male friendships where you actually talk about things that are upsetting you. If he had male friends, would he be on TikTok crashing out, complaining, being like my Filipino wife? And like that immediately set me on edge, because I was just like, him saying Filipino wife already had me be like, you do not respect this woman. You don't respect your own wife. I don't believe you from jump. Like it's the same way I feel about interracial couples when they're like eating my Korean boyfriend. Like y'all are being weird. Stop it. Can you just call him your boyfriend? Does he have to be Korean? Like, we know he's Korean. We can see. So stop being weird. Stop making things awkward. This is the inevitable result. This is the inevitable result of what these people are doing. And they think that they're just going to be able to like somehow get a wife and make it happen. But she is in fact a US citizen at this point. She's made it. Y'all both proved that the marriage wasn't fake. That's the fun part. You already both proved that the marriage was not fake. You had children, you did all of the things. You, sir, played yourself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yes, let's all say it together. You played yourself. And now you want everybody to turn around and be nice to you about this. And she literally says in a video,
why did you marry me?
Because I don't want to work.
She says that. And this is why I'm very anti-trad wife. I'm very anti all of that. Femayatsi, I'll have to use for YouTube purposes. But they'll say that and I'm like, no, because again, it's gonna roll into like why women aren't having kids. Like there's a lot that you have to give up to be a wife and do all of these things. And I just fear and know that none of those things are good. None of them are good. It doesn't go well. If they decide that they no longer want to be with you, if they make that decision, what are you supposed to do? Where do you go? And like, I'm going to show this to you because you just have to see how he progressively starts looking just nuttier and nuttier as things progress. I wish I was kidding. This was what happened before my Filipino wife left me. And he says the foundation of human existence is father ensuring the survival of his daughter so she can make him sons who fight for his grandfather's values. Swipe if you don't understand. I have no idea. I don't understand. Actually, I don't know what you mean. And he has like the day 6 animal kingdom. This is like the last thing that they did together. And there's her parents. It looks like there's the babies. She has 2 young children. He is unattractive. I'm just gonna say that. He's not an attractive man. Why does his head look like a pencil? Because he is used to getting his way. And he talks like this, like men like him do, where they talk with their heads. And so it forces it into that shape. I just made that up. So let's see what this one has to say.
Woke up this morning to almost 1,400 comments on my last post about my wife requesting a separation. And the only thing I'm going to say about that right now, and not get into any details, although I know you all want to, hear more of the story.
No.
Is that the reason I went public with what's going on?
Is because?
And I did that because I believe in this situation, transparency is the most important thing.
Sir, I want to tell you something right now. I don't need transparency. And this is something I need social media people to understand very quick. I don't need your transparency. Y'all's relationship is y'all's business. Listen, she was content to not say a word. She told you she wanted a divorce. She was going to quietly do the whole thing, leave, go live her life. And you brought it to the internet. You came on the internet with your transparency. Like you could have just closed down your TikTok account like a normal person.
Important thing in any problem. Just be honest. Now, we've gotten to this point because there's been a little bit of dishonesty from Janne in the form of texting with her family and people behind my back, discussing things that she really should have
behind your
to me with
back.
First. That was our
I just need you to know that I can talk to whomever I want to. It's not behind your back. And also, if I'm having problems with somebody, like if I'm in a relationship, like that's why you have friends and family, because you bounce things off. Because sometimes you have to be like, am I tripping? And sometimes they have to tell you like, actually, yes. Yes, you are. You are in fact tripping pretty hard. We're going to need you to rein it in, relax. They're right. They are right. That's the whole point. You need to have sounding boards. Your romantic partner sometimes isn't the sounding board. Also, if you're very upset, talking it out with somebody else can help you to have a productive conversation with your romantic partner instead of yelling and screaming, because yelling and screaming is not productive. It doesn't solve anything. It causes more harm and more problems than it's worth. Also, him being like, poor me, she is talking to the people literally related to without me. Yeah, it's very weird behavior.
From the beginning of our relationship, we've struggled with it, and that deal was broken. And so I'm not talking to anybody behind her back. I'm talking about our problem to the world.
Sir, we the world didn't need this. You could have kept this to yourself. You were talking about this in front of my salad, literally in front of my salad when I heard this, and I was like,
Are you serious?
It's not what it looks
Right
like.
in front of my salad?
It's not
You
what
guys
it
are
looks
fucking
like.
gross.
you're talking about this to people. We didn't need any of that. And now you're just like making it worse. And even somebody commented and said, let me be completely transparent, but not tell you anything I did wrong. This is so wild.
So that there's no mistake that I am sincere and authentic in everything that I think and feel. I may not be right, and I'm probably not right.
You're
in
not
a lot
right.
of, cases along the path that has gotten to this point. And I will be the first to admit my mistakes where I'm somewhat the bad guy.
I don't think that that's true. You're not going to admit that you've made any mistakes and that you are the bad guy. Continue.
Overall, transparency is the key. And this is the new digital age we live in. This is a form of communication. Janne and I are not talking.
You're being very boomeristic about this now, and I don't really like to throw that term around, but like you're being such a boomer about this. Like this is the new form of communication. With your wife, you can talk to her. Like just because she's not talking to you doesn't mean you can't like message her. You came on TikTok and were like, my Filipino wife has left me. You accused her. Basically, you implied in an accusatory tone that she waited for the marriage to hit 2 years and then left you. But I'm just going to posit that if the marriage was going well, she would have stayed. If you weren't a giant steaming pile of shit, she would have stayed. But you are, so she left.
Maybe it'll make things worse. Maybe it'll make things better. I don't know. But at this point, I just want a way forward.
Because I feel like he's giving very much that I make $250K a year energy. Not that that's anything to sneeze at. Because there's a comment here that says, I work in a career where I see these all the time. More often, it's rich men that want someone to control completely. And I like to posit that these are not the wealthy rich men that we think of, 250K, 350K guys. This is the new era. Not talking to a person who sleeps in your same bed, but telling the internet is a new era. Like, sir, you came to TikTok. She didn't. She had to respond because you were maligning her name on TikTok to millions of viewers. Weirdo.
Without me making unilateral decisions and pulling triggers, right? So
no.
Stay tuned, because I would love nothing more than for Janne to come online with me and say what she wants.
No.
To, you know, tell us her plan.
No.
Right? To see where this can be fixed, if it's fixable at all. Honesty.
I just would like to say out loud, don't talk to him. I don't know you, Janne. Don't talk to him. I'm not going to say he is a narcissist, but that is narcissistic behavior to try to get you to like come talk so that they can manipulate the situation, make you feel bad, and get you to go back to them. Don't do it. Don't do it. I feel like this might be the last one that I want to watch regarding this.
I'm a grandiose narcissist who had a dream, and it was to turn my life around and not be stacking bodies, and I wanted to be a dad. You know, it happened late in life because I was married for a very long time prior to that, and it didn't happen. So, you know, go do your digging and you'll meet my ex-wife and you'll get all the drama. But the drama seems to be centered around two narratives. One narrative, I'm a sick, creepy, oppressive, controlling, rich bastard who uses my power, influence, wisdom, and wealth to control an innocent, naive, dumb, third world woman. And the second narrative is I'm the victim of a manipulative, conniving, long game playing gold digger.
Somebody named Jay Salgado said, the way you're creeping out the whole internet. Like, we are all upset. Like, sir, first of all, go comb your hair again. Put it back in whatever young style that you had. There's something so, I don't know how to explain it. If you live in Texas, let me know if you see this, or like in the South in general, especially. Also LA, when men in their 50s are insistent on trying to wear these like youthful hairstyle, it's like, ugh. He is looking deranged. It's just, there's something like extra creepy about it. I'm not saying that hair is ageist. There's just something about some of these men who like him in particular, because you can see when he has it like slicked back or whatever, and there's just like a because if you wanted to actually look more youthful, skincare is going to be the way to go. Use a little concealer. I know that men are like, makeup's gay. It's not. Put it on. It's fine. And wear sunscreen, please.
What's missing from all this is the real narrative, our story, our love.
Why is he staring at us like that?
Yeah, we have problems, but we have a lot of love. And we're putting it out there because it needs to be told. All right? And
again, I feel real confident that he asked her point blank in another TikTok,
why did you marry me?
And she was putting her makeup on and said, without blinking an eye,
because I don't want to work.
She just like me for real. Like, because that would have been me. You know what I mean? If I'm married to some like rich gross dude that I'm uninterested in, and he asked me on his TikTok being like, why did you marry me? I promised him, be like, because I was tired of working. Anyways, let me keep buying my expensive shit and get out of my filming room. I'm busy. What day is it? We don't have sex until Tuesday. Leave me alone.
Is helping us. Janne watches her supporters and I watch my supporters. And we come back to the table and say, okay, you know, are we just fucking walking memes? Or do we have our own identities? And we're united in fighting for our own identities. So, you know, thanks for the views. It ain't gonna change what happens. It's all projection of folks' own hatreds and prejudices and experiences in life. But this is its own, and you're welcome to keep watching if you'd like. Hey everybody, Chad2Dad here. What's really surprising me are the Passport Bros, the Passport Bro community coming at me as hard as the bitter divorcees, saying that I'm giving.
Why the fuck are they calling it bitter? Listen, his hair has been on a journey. Because he's doing a very specific thing where he's trying to look unkempt in some places so that you will feel bad for him. And then he puts it back and it's like pompadour. I don't know if he put some like lotion on his face this time to look less gross, but here we are.
Up the gig that I'm ruining it for them, that I'm giving the bitter has-beens too much ammunition and fodder, that it's been quiet for a little while in the Passport Bro world, and so this is the chickens coming home to roost. You know, this is the shoe dropping. All the bros that went out during pandemic, you know, to get their bride and come back and are all starting to have problems now. I don't know. Okay, I'm just being honest about the problems that I'm having with Janne, and I don't know if it has anything to do with Passport Bros or just us as individuals. But I want to tell a little story for all you Passport Bros. You know, think that you discovered something or you onto something that's now being ruined. This was going on way sooner than now, long before social media, long before the internet. Let me tell you a story about Zenaida Bastos. 1985, I'm taking a break from college. I'm 19 years old and I want to get into the real world, so I start a job as a print operator at Postal Instant Press on.
I don't care about your story. Here's the thing. Everybody's just like, what is happening? Here's the thing. I'm not gonna knock whatever people do to find love. as long as it's consensual and everybody agrees, or to find a fulfilling relationship. Because realistically, who am I to be the judge of whatever it is that you find? There are consensually arranged marriages. I know people don't like to believe that, especially in America. They hear arranged marriage and they trip out and they don't really ever think about the fact that people willingly get involved in those because they want to find a romantic partner, because they tried doing it solo stelos and it didn't work out for them. They're like, ooh, you know what? It's kind of rough out here. Maybe I should get in an arranged marriage. Maybe I should have somebody do this for me, and perhaps I'll find somebody. And I may not love them immediately. The love might happen later. And that's the thing. I'm a person who believes that love isn't forever. Love is not forever. Mutual respect and care, adoration, like that can last, but love does not always last forever. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you identify as passport bro, stop it. If you want to find a loving relationship, however you want to find it, do that. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. But don't do this. He's not messing it up for everyone. Because I'm not going to hear the rest of whatever weird shit he's going to say, because he's really quite creepy. And the more that he stares at the camera, the more that I very, very much feel it, that he is staring into my soul. And I don't like that. I don't like having somebody stare into my soul. It's very uncomfy. Please stop looking into my soul like that, because first of all, it's too pure for you and too old. But but the thing is, if you're trying to find a relationship, like don't do this. This passport bro shit, this is, like he said, the chicken's coming home to roost. The reality is you can buy a wife all you want, but you're never going to get the thing that you actually want.
And I'm gonna touch her hand when I say this.
To those who can be helped, to those who aren't seeking to control somebody, all of that stuff. They're just trying to find love, and they're having a difficult time here. And I get it. America can be... But also some of y'all are too chronically online, in the sense that you're literally like in these weird circles. Like, get out of those incel Reddits and out of those incel groups. Get out of them. They're not helping each other. You're all just sitting around miserable with one another, talking about how you can't get ass. And all of your advice to each other is to like, go work out. No, that's not the advice. Do you know how many women love them a big man? It's because you don't shower, Jeremy. Okay? You don't take a shower. You don't wash your ass. That's why nobody wants to talk to you. You're weird. And you treat every conversation with the woman as a transaction. Try being normal for a moment. Again, that's why it's like, get out of those groups. Don't be in those weird gamer groups where you're complaining about not being able to fap to a female character in a video game. That's why you're single. Get outside. Do things. Meet people. Bathe. Do something with your hair. Have activities. Have things that you're actually interested in. Get out of those negative circles. They're not helping you. Or else this is going to be you. You're going to be this man. This is going to be you. You're going to think you found something, and you're going to be so excited, and you're going to be like, I'm getting laid and like all of these things. But like, she still doesn't love you. You can't actually buy love. You can buy the companionship. You can buy the sexual activity. You can even buy the part where you have children, but you can't buy the love part of it. So in conclusion, first of all, thank you 2025 for providing the drama. I'm going to keep an eye on this, because we're going to have to see how this all pans out. I do feel like there was definitely a TikTok where Janne comes out, thanks everybody for the support, and I believe she is currently safe right now. I did just see it, but I can't get it to come up right now. And I'm just like, I have kept way too much of your time and energy on this. I was trying to come back with something a little shorter. I didn't want to keep y'all like heavily invested. But if you are heavily invested, subscribe. Okay, just be normal, all right? And ladies of other countries, when you're choosing your husbands, just know they're not all like this man, but a lot of them are. So maybe go through his Instagram, and if you find other women on there, message them and get the lowdown before you agree to the arrangement. And that's it. That's all today. If you enjoyed this video, again, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, that's fine too. I might have another video up next week. Who knows? This job doesn't pay my bills. This is a part-time job that pays for the editor, as well as the patrons and channel members. Speaking of which, this year we are watching movies that nobody likes, but I do. And we're starting with Suicide Squad, that one year that nobody liked. Not the newest one, the other one with Jared Leto. Yeah, that's right. So suck it. Until next time, I am so pretty, and so are you.
Hi, Americanized Filipino wife here. I just wanted to give you an update since Chad2Dad went out with the kids to go to the park. This is my best time to engage with you. I just wanted to apologize for not engaging and posting too much. It's because if you know, the first trimester is really difficult. and I have 2 toddlers that constantly want my attention, and just a mother that keeping up with all of the mess that they did, by the way. And also, I am so overwhelmed with all of the videos and all of the tags and all of the comments saying their 2 cents, and I cannot really cope up. I didn't really realize that I will get too much of this attention, and I'm just really overwhelmed right now. I just wanted to clarify for the second time, I am not going to set up any donations or GoFundMe. It's because I think that there's right people that needed it more than me. It's because with your follows, with your support, you already changed my life. It's because I just wanted to give you an update that I'm already monetized. So thank you so much for supporting my channel. With all of the attention that I am getting, I cannot stop thinking of what is gonna be my voice, what's next to me, how am I gonna use this platform to educate women to have their own money. It's just, I just felt that I was given a responsibility to educate women that you need to have your own money, or you need to have your own skill. So if there's uncomfortable situation, you can easily get out. And to all of the Filipino that is defending me, I just wanted to say maraming salamat. As in, sobrang full yung heart ko kasi nararamdaman ko kayo, at sobrang, oh my gosh, naiyak ako. Sobrang thank you, as in sobrang salamat kasi alam mo yun, kahit na malayo ako, nararamdaman ko yung suporta nyo. Just wanted to say thank you.